Attorney General, came up with this idea to call senior federal prosecutors and review, quote, certain issues that could link the Uranium One deal to the Clinton Foundation. At issue was the pay-to-play deal that resulted in a Russian company purchasing American uranium mines, 20% of the stockpile of the U.S. Hillary Clinton signed off on the deal back in 2010 when she was Secretary of State. Then you had her husband, Bill Clinton, getting $500,000 speaking fee from Russia around the same time. Should a special counsel be appointed? Who's going to look into this stuff?
Well, again, Congress is looking into it. Of course, we can't charge anyone with anything. Special counsel is appropriate if a conflict exists. And I'm not talking about a conflict with Robert Mueller. He's not supposed to be looking into Uranium One. But we have an entire Department of Justice headed by someone that President Trump picked named Jeff Sessions. And he is free to follow any fact pattern, including the fact pattern in 2010. From a congressional standpoint, I'm very interested. I've spent almost all of 2017 trying to figure out what Russia did in our 2016 election cycle. It is not beyond the pale that they also would not have been our friend in 2010 when we were selling them our uranium reserves. So I am all for looking into it. Whether or not it has anything to do with Hillary Clinton or not is of no consequence to me. It is worth looking into solely because I don't think Russia was our friend in 2010 any more than they were in 2016.
Of course they weren't. I remember 15 years ago when I went to Moscow, I was on a business trip. I was told by my company at the time, don't bring your BlackBerry. As soon as you get into Russian airspace, they have access to everything, and they are looking, and they're looking, and I remember knowing that 15 years ago. So it's not a new story that Russia has been trying to undermine us. But what is the narrative that has been created over these last 2 years is that the Trump administration has anything to do with it. Now, I want your comments there.
Well, I'm just smiling because Mitt Romney said that Russia was our greatest geopolitical enemy, and the Democrats laughed at him. So
he was right.
I'm just smiling at the irony of politics.
Yeah, let me ask you this, because now there's this whole other complication with Roy Moore. So the speculation is some people would like Jeff Sessions to go be the write-in candidate if Roy Moore even is elected, and then he steps aside. Would you like to see that happen?
Well, I come from a state where Strom Thurmond actually was elected by a write-in, and the mayor of my hometown was elected by a write-in. So it can be done. I think there's a better way to do it, which is if a candidate is not qualified, that candidate should be removed. Or if it's too late to remove them, just let the voters know the person will not be seated. Write-ins, unless your name is Thurmond or Strom, it's difficult.
Congressman, it's good to have you on the program this morning. Thanks so much. We're counting on you. Congressman Trey Gowdy.